Hello, I was just waiting for my tea to be finished in the microwave. I hope you enjoyed our theme song, which, since it's royalty free, I have to tell you, it's from Ben Sound and it's called Retro Soul. You like it? It's jazzy. Ta-da! Boom. Okay, so first order of business on the quilt show today. The Quilting Shed Quilting Show. Quilt Shed Show. Yeah, every single clock in my house has a different time on it right now. I'm sure it's the same at yours. They're all not like drastically, well, yeah, I forgot one downstairs. They're all not drastically different between my watch and the computers and the iPads and the wall clocks and the microwave and the stove. Everything's about a minute off from each other. So it's like, okay, going to be a minute late. Sure, no problem. All right. So first order of business. Yes, I have a list. It's out of order. Tomorrow is November 11th. I'm sorry, I do not have a poppy. It's there in spirit. Our shop will be closed because it is a holiday. I would take it off anyway, even if it wasn't. Just like that. It's November 11th. We observe the day. We take the day off. There we go. Many of you know I spent a lot of time as a kid with my grandparents who lived in England during the war. And when you say what war, it's like there were no other wars. It was just the war. It was World War II. Grampy got bombed. Nanny got moved. It was great. They have stories. So yeah. I have a funny story from the other side of the family. My mom's father didn't fight in whatever war was going on at the time because they were busy pumping out lots and lots of babies. So the guy told him he had to stay home and take care of all his kids. Anyway, that was definitely not World War II. What was that have been? Who knows? Okay, so the other interesting thing while we get going here, I get asked, like I told you last week, I get asked all kinds of weird questions. Not so, okay, this is a quilt shop and it makes total sense, but I had a lady come in. She needs somebody to make her quilt for her daughter. So if you want to be paid to make a quilt, let me know and I will give you her info. She wants a bed-size quilt with a bunch of different shades of yellow. That's it. Nothing fancy. Bunch of squares. That's it. Gonna whip it up. No problem. And she does have a reasonably sized budget in mind. Like she's not willing to pay $1,000, but if it's $300, that's fair enough. So you will get paid for your work. And if you had a bunch of yellow in your stash, even better. I am just here to hook up you people together. They do have a gray one, she said, that's like that they got before that they like, but it's literally just squares. Just throw a bunch of yellow squares together of different yellows and boom, no other colors, just yellows, yellow prints, yellow tone on tones, yellow on white, yellow on yellow. That's it. Nothing fancy. Nice and boring. Straightforward. She doesn't need it for Christmas, so you got lots of time. Okay, so there's that. I'm going to put that in a newsletter too. Close tomorrow. Black Friday sales are coming. We will talk about those as they get closer, but yes, we are definitely doing something from Black Friday for Black Friday. And we are not going to do anything stupid like it's only one day or it's one day we're going to sell this and the next day we're going to sell that. No, we're going to have like a Black Friday week almost. It's going to start on the Thursday the 26th, whenever American Thanksgiving is. All the Americans will be home. We don't care. All the Americans will be eating the turkey and the stuffing. Save me some stuffing. We'll start that Thursday and we'll go through till the Monday and have stuff on sale. I will advertise different things that are on sale on each day, but they will be on sale the entire time. So you can come in any day through there to get something that's on sale, and those things will all be on sale. You don't have to be like, I have to show up on Saturday to buy this, but then I have to show up on Monday to buy that. You can just swing by on whatever one of those days, and because they have like, there's Black Friday, and then there's Small Business Saturday, and then there's Cyber Monday. And I am one person, and I am frequently tired. So we are going to do it the easiest way it is for me. You get sales. I get not hard stuff. Great. My mom says I'm a ray of sunshine. It's meds, Mom. It's all the meds. Or the tea. Could be the tea. Maybe it's the tea. Oh, hey, sorry. Just made myself full screen so now I can watch myself. My mom's being polite this morning. Usually there's an extra word in there. I've been up for hours. Hours and hours. I had a customer swing by. She called first. Swing by early yesterday if she could come by like 15 minutes before I opened because that's when she was getting into town for her errands. I'm like, sure, no problem. And when she got here, she said, I was worried I woke you up because she sounded a little off on the phone because she'd called me at like 8:30. No, 8:30, 9 o'clock, something like that. Anyway, maybe quarter to 9. I said, no, I didn't just get out of bed. I was literally at Canadian Tire. And I said, I already dropped him off at college. I was out doing errands, grabbing some stuff at the store, and then on my way back to open up the store and prep what she wanted. Because I had the batting came in. We had some more batting come in. The poly down is in, and she wanted some poly down. So I had that all cut for her. She needed 2 pieces, specific sizes. And yes, I will totally do that for you. This poly down is actually a really good price. And I am slowly changing over the batting prices to, as I get in this newer stuff. I mean, it's the same Hobbs stuff, but it's newer stock. I'm changing it over to per meter pricing, not per foot. Marge wants to know if I carry any wool. I do have some wool blend. I have a little bit. I don't know what it is off the top of my head, but I have some. It's in that room back there. It's a little bit. Doesn't come up often because it's a little pricey, as you probably know. But I will look it up later and get back to you. That's what I'll do. Somebody remind me. It's ADD. It just falls out. You know what? I could write this down. Wool bat price. There's just sticky notes everywhere. Hi, Kathy. How you doing? And Heidi and Cindy and my mom and Marge. Okay, so I have, I did up fat quarters from the hot cocoa. I bundled one of them. 10, 20, 35. That's like a $35 bundle of 7 fat quarters. So I did that. I didn't fat quarter all the prints because some of them are just plain old prints. I just got tired. I was doing a lot of fat quarter cutting, as you will see. I did that. I don't know if you've seen my sample of the bowl cozy. This one, I did the darts. They get you to make some 2-inch darts. I made mine 1 inch because we have flat bowls. So this is very flat. It's a lot flatter. Bowl cozy, you'll notice the sides aren't as steep. It's just flattened out. And this was from our Prairie Meadow line. It's very cute. It was left over from that other sample I made. So I'm all about making them samples. All about playing with fabric. I mean, that's a job perk. Yeah. And I managed to remember to quilt more lines on this one because I found my other one that I sampled that I made, I didn't put enough quilting lines on it and it kind of bunched up because it's just 100% cotton in there because we don't want things catching fire in our microwave. But I do know how to put out fires in the microwave. So there is that. Yay. Plus 1 for life experience. So yeah, I just wanted to show you that I made and the fat quarter bits that I made. And before I get into other stuff, I want to show you some other stuff that I made. Because you're my captive audience. Oh my God, Jeannie's up. By up, we mean she's awake. Since we are heading down to Christmas, one of the things I did, I should put this pattern in the newsletter because it's very adaptable. It's just a bunch of little trees. It's highly improv. You don't have to cut these a certain size or a certain way. It's very haphazard. You still use your 1/4 inch seam and you still trim up the blocks at the end. And this is just my little wall hanging for blue and white Christmas trees with a bunch of my leftovers. Yeah, it all works, doesn't it? Yeah, there we go. Stop moving, Andrea. Okay. Yeah, see, it all works very, very nicely. Just cute little wall hanging. And it's wintry. There's not really a lot of Christmas specific stuff on here. So it can stay full in through the February on whatever wall I'm going to slap it on. And it's just got a really nice, gorgeous wintry print on the back. I love doing fun things on the back. I'm either going to do something fun on the back or I'm just going to do like plain white. That's it. There is no between. The other thing I made, because I know one of our local quilters, Gail Mitchell, she does classes on this sometimes. She doesn't have a specific place to do classes. It just happens either through guilds or other sewing groups. Someday I will be big enough or have enough space to have classes, and this is probably going to be on there. But a lot of people have made this wonky Christmas tree runner. This is my version. Ta-da! And I kind of made this so you could see it totally works, even if you just slap it together. There's tons of mistakes in this one. There's all kinds of different shades of green. They all work, because some people are doing like, well, I need some greens, but you can literally like olivey green, light green, dark green, bluey green. Yeah. And it just all works in the end. And I wanted to show you that you can use low volume background prints with a bit of color, and it also still works out. You can see I even have some sort of creamy greenish. This one had a greenish in it, green and cream. So it totally works. I gotta quilt that this weekend. Who knows? We don't know. So there's those. Pick them up later. So we did manage to rearrange some stuff in the shop. Thank you for those who are helping to clean up the sales rack. You know who you are. But it was getting pretty picked over, and I needed the room, so I took the sale stuff out of the shop. And where the sale stuff was is now some of the newer fabric, all neat and tidy. And I posted a picture, and everybody was like, "Isn't that cute?" And you can see the hot cocoa fabric a lot better now, which is great, because you want to be able to see the pretty fabric so you can buy the pretty fabric. So now I would love to say that I don't have fabric in boxes on the floor, but there was a box of fabric down the hall. So I got this nice skinny haul, and then along the wall is all this extra shop stock. There's shop stock everywhere. I have a roll of batting in my bedroom. No biggie. I'll just use it as a nightstand. So I do have some new fabric to show you. It's been here a while. It's not on the website. Well, technically it's on the website. It just doesn't have any pictures, so you can't see it. But I'm going to show some of you today. The reason I held back, other than just space, is there is a panel that goes with this, but I ordered the panel. They didn't ship me the panel because they were back ordered on printing the panel. So apparently that is coming sometime in maybe December. So there is a panel to go with this lovely all around town. And I already had some fabric like this, so I wasn't in a rush to get this out. But this is the stripe with all the, if you have kids in your life who like fire stations and ambulance stuff and dump trucks and trains and vehicles and cars, and I know there were a few grandmas making quilts like this already this year. Gorgeous jobs too, and sending them off to far off places like New Zealand. So here's more options if you are making any quilts like that. So that's all around town. That's the stripe, but there's more. But wait, there's more. I think this is a 17 meter. So there is the nice print with all the vehicles. There's like a horrific accident going on here. They call these tossed vehicles and signs. That's cute. And that's on the green background. Oh, this is going to be popular. The construction vehicles. Yeah, you know, like 4-year-olds, and they see a dump truck and they just go completely insane. This is what you need. Couple of sign prints. I already had pylons and some signs on gray, but here's some signs on black and blue too. They match. My mom wants to know. She by my niece. Yeah, Charlotte, who lives in Switzerland and is learning 3 languages, and is, of course, one of the smartest grandbabies my mother has ever seen. Even though she's not one of my kids. I know, it's terrible. What's the panel look like? The panel is a regular size panel, and it has, since the line's called All Around Town, it has a town with the road all laid out on it, like a driving track. Remember, you get the rugs that had the town on it, and you drive your dinky cars all around it. Yeah, so the panel's like that. I'll show you pictures later. If you go to the North Cloud website and look at their current collections and look for All Around Town, you can see all of the pictures very nicely. Oh yeah, and this is the one on white. The horrific traffic accidents. I'm just amusing myself. The other thing I really liked about this line was it had some extra prints that are just really nice, basic, bright prints, like this red gingham, which is not showing correctly. It's not quite that orange. It's definitely not that orange. It might look a lot orange. That's a little closer if I turn it from the light. So it's this nice red that matches, of course. Reds are important. Jeannie there in the comments will give you a 20-minute lecture on the importance of correct red. I'm just kidding. I'm teasing. I love it. We all love it. I've said, like in the past week, this is the best job ever, at least every other day. So yeah, it's been a great time. So another of the basic prints is this really nice dot. It's very fun. Make a cute mask too. Not that we're all tired of making masks or anything. And then it has this nice stripe. They always throw in a stripe. We're always like good skinny borders or, you know, the binding. Everybody likes a stripy binding, and there, we're no different here. So yeah, it's very cute. I wanted to show you that before I forgot about it. But yeah, so I put that out on the floor, and you'll be able to see it on the website soon. I don't know how soon, because as a reformed web developer, I had a real itch to redesign my website and had some time between customers to sit and poke around at things and have an itchy nose. So the visual look of the site may change soon. I want the home page to be like slightly different and stuff, just so it's easier for people to find things. Usually I just make little tweaks as I go, but I have to do stuff that's easy for me to update, but I don't have to manually do things to it all the time, because I know I have a slider on the front page now and it shows new fabric, which came here like 6 months ago. So that's behind. So anyway, yeah, the look of the website might change soon, as well as show new stuff. The other stuff that has been new for a little while, but I didn't actually show you on video, is I've been showing other people the stocking that I made for my grand dog, which we did last week. But I didn't show you the rest of the fabric. It struck me. I'm like, this is called Santa Paws. It is on the website. Look at that. And it's 16 a meter, which is darn good. And if you have cats or dogs, or people on your Christmas list who have cats or dogs, this is the cutest. And it's in the funky colors with like the turquoise and stuff. I love the turquoise at Christmas. It's so fun, the turquoise and lime. And the dogs doing dog things. Just dog things. There's a few more of these cat and dog prints. I'm just showing you some of them because I know this one also comes in green. And there's the red. And there are also the green and reds with snowflakes on them. That's what I forgot to put in the pile. So just like a nice blendery generic green and red. Yeah, see, like green snowflakes, red snowflakes. I have 2 different reds with snowflakes on them. Also white with snowflakes, but yeah. The other reason I bought this collection, because I like the non-collection parts of it, the basics. It has a really good stripe. And this has the turquoise and the light green in it, those funky Christmas themes. The ho ho ho. Yeah. And a couple of polka dots, which are really, really nice accents. So there we go. And this gets me thinking about, I was going to ask you guys, do you do like themed Christmas? Last year I did pink and blue vintage, which was really cute because I had the white tree and then the pink and blue vintage ornaments, and it was all super sweet. Itchy nose. This year I think I'm going to go blue, like the deep blue that matches this panel up here, the deep blue frost, and silver on the white tree. I think that's what I'm going to do this year, I think. The other thing I did was cut a mondo pile of fat quarters of some of this Christmas fabric, including some of this candy cane. I just look through the fat quarter bin, see what's gone, see what I haven't cut into fat quarters yet. See, I just cut the fabric. I got to go through, cut it on the fold, and then I go through and I stack it. I do everything in stages. So this is my keeping busy between customers pile. There's that. Oh my God. Phew. So the other thing quilters are really good at is helping other quilters out. So last Friday's newsletter, I put in a paragraph or a blurb about an organization called Days for Girls. They make menstrual products for girls in world countries. They can't just go to the store and buy these, even if they could. There's no money, there's lack of access. Like lots of rural girls, lots of really extreme poverty girls, and sometimes they don't have the things they need and they would literally have to stay home from school for like a week. So one of the ladies that came in, she said, she was looking for flannel. So after some discussion, I said, you know what, I'll put it in the newsletter. Anybody who has flannel scraps, dark patterned flannel scraps, there was some criteria. Don't worry if it's not the right kind. So somebody dropped off this great big huge bag. So Liz, I think her name was, is going to come by and pick that up, because we decided, yeah, sure, just use the quilting shop for pickups and drop-offs. So that's the other thing. If you have salvages to get rid of, I have people who are looking for more salvages. I can do that for you. If you want to put your scraps in a remnant bin, have yourself a party. If you want to do a scrap exchange with a friend in the comments, like my mom has done with Angela, you dump them here and then my mom comes here and picks them up. Everybody's happy. So yeah, if you have some flannel scraps, just as long as it's like minimum 6x9, anything bigger than that, they can use. So there, that is for a good cause. And we love doing stuff for a good cause. I mean, let's check the list, because there's quite a few things. Did it. Oh, one more left. Just reminding you that, again, we are closed tomorrow. So the last thing I posted, kind of off the cuff, that's weird. You can like craft this post for social media and it gets like hardly any likes and no comments. And then you're like, yeah, I'm just curious about this, and fire off a quick post out of nowhere. And you're like, whoa, plenty engagements. Catherine wants to know, it's Days for Girls, and I will leave you a link later in the comments to their website so you can see directly from the organization. 6x9 inches of flannel is the minimum. So it's just like a rectangle that they start with, and then you keep going. I believe they do have an American counterpart as well, probably. So there's that. I will follow up. Put link in comment. Look, I'm writing this down. Link in comments. So very, very good. I have like a family full of girls, so I totally get it. Anyway, so the thing that I was talking about, what is your biggest struggle in quilting? I just flippantly asked that question the other day, and honestly, the overwhelming answer in the comments was time. Most people said the biggest thing in their quilting, struggling, trying to make quilts, is the time. So I somehow managed to have lots of time. Well, not lots of time. I wish I had more time, but we can't all sew every day. I'm lucky. I do realize that I'm really lucky that I can work from home, and my sewing room is like right there. And there's a bell on the door, so I can be sewing. A customer walks in, I just stop sewing. And I do leave my stuff out, so I have a dedicated room. Not everybody can have that, but being able to just drop what I'm doing and go up and do something else and then come back and sew for 10 minutes. Yeah, that was a big time saver for me, because sometimes you feel like you need to have like an hour or 2 hours or whatever. And I've often had to schedule time to quilt, which some people think, you kind of feel weird. It's like, oh my God, that's so indulgent. Just do it. You would schedule time for yourself to go take a shower or get your hair cut. And for me, something like quilting and sewing and craft time, even if I'm just going in there and sort of puttering and cleaning up and playing with my fabrics, I discovered that I really need that time. So I schedule that time in to make sure that I do that. I would rather do something like that I really like than do something that I don't like. Anyway, so the other thing, Catherine, she said, the biggest struggle for me is organization, so I don't buy the same thing twice. So there's a few different ways for this. Some people buy the 12 by 12 plastic containers that are really flat at Michael's and other craft stores for scrapbooking, and they put their quilt project in there. Buy the great big extra large, I think they're gallon size Ziploc bags, and I chuck everything for a project in there. So I basically make myself a little kit for what I want to do. And every time I work on it, I stick it back in the bag when I'm cleaning up. So that sort of keeps it organized. And in terms of time, I just grab the bag. So it's pretty easy. I do have a bin full of bags that kind of fall all over the place, but I'm a sticky note queen. Some of them often have sticky notes in them to tell me where I left off. I have this funny thing I call hit by a bus rule. If I was hit by a bus and I was like dead or incapacitated in a coma, you couldn't ask me, but maybe I'm still there. So you kind of want to finish. Maybe Ron wants to finish this quilt for someone. Poor Andrea. She struggled for so long. She was almost done this quilt. What was she doing? There will be a sticky note inside. Ha! Not just for other people. Sometimes it might be 3 years later. I'll come back and I'm like, what the heck was I doing here? Oh, that's where I was. All right. Okay. So it's like a note to my future self. Sometimes my past self is a real jerk, I tell you. Like, past Andrea's like, do it tomorrow. Future Andrea's like, you're a real jerk. Oh. So I want to write more about the time stuff, probably in the newsletter. Back in the day, I would write a really nice organized blog post about this. Other people are doing that now. I could scare up some links and probably do that. But yeah, a few things that help me are having a dedicated sewing space that I can just get up and walk away from in the middle of something. My lovely husband comes by at like 11 o'clock at night and just flicks off the light of the machine, unplugs the iron because I forgot again. But hey, supper didn't burn, so we're golden. So yeah, stuff like that, like the dedicated space and the making time to do it. You could go get groceries, or you could sew, like order the groceries online and sew until it's pickup time. Like that's an option. I love that option. When I had my former web developer / customer support job, I had odd days off. Like I didn't have Saturday and Sunday off. I had to work Sunday sometime. So I had like half days. So I would sometimes on my day off, I made it like a regular habit to be one of those days off was my sewing day, always. Because it was a work day for everybody else. So I wasn't going to get interrupted. Didn't have to go out and do errands. Well, sometimes I did. But it was just, I just found a spot for it somewhere and just was like, this is my sewing day. I need it. I did other things, clean the house and stuff, but made sure I got my sewing in there too. And it's totally worth it. So that is my tip for you. You're getting a hot flash. It all comes full circle. It really does. I've reached the end of my sticky note and it is almost 9:30. So that's about when I like to wrap things up here. So all around town with the vehicles, the Santa Paws with the animals, which I didn't show you earlier. The Black Friday sales are coming. We are closed tomorrow. Somebody wants a quilt made, let me know. Days for Girls, flannel scraps. Geez, we're just covering it all everywhere, aren't we? I'm exhausted. I might need a nap before the shop opens in like a whole half hour. Anyway, that's it from me to you. We will fire up our outro music. My tea is still warm, but I'm going to go refill it. Put those handy links in your comments, and we'll start our day. We'll get on with our week. And hopefully you can carve out some sewing time in there, or crafting time, or review time, whatever. It's important. So, see you later. May your bobbin always be full.